as X50 owner for about, I think, 3 years already. Since 2021 January, I took the car. Until now, actually, I barely use it for very high usage because 3 years, 43,000 kilometers. And of course, Cherry is already out. Cherry Omoda 5, the direct competitor, is already out. And then a lot other Chinese brands are coming in. So of course, it's also compete with HRV as well. Coming from a non-professional car reviewer point of view, right? I wouldn't compare just based on, of course, the spec, the suspension and stuff, right? Coming from the day-to-day kind of usage, I like about X50 is of course the DCT, 7-speed DCT, which it changes gears faster compared to CVT, and then it gives you a more direct and also quicker response when it comes to acceleration. It has been a while since I did the last video, so now I've completed 43,000 kilometers. So coming from the point of view of an owner for 3 years X50, is it like nice to drive? Is it like having a lot of issues dealing with Chinese brand cars? Actually, so far with 43,000 clock in the mileage and 3 years, about 3 years and 3.5 years, 2021 January until now, July already. Driving wise, no issue. Servicing, maintenance, no extraordinary where you need to repair a lot of stuff. Just send back to the service center and repair as it is. Follow to the schedule. And I always notice that the mileage clock is always lower than the due date because whichever comes first, right? The next service I'm going reminds me that, oh, the next service is supposed to be 70,000, but now that I have only clocked 43,000. Any other things to complain? Whether not having Apple CarPlay or Android Auto is a big stuff. Yes, I think convenient wise, of course, it would be great to have it, but because of hardware limitation, I think I heard somewhere Proton saying that they are not putting it in the previous cars already, like X50, X70. So maybe it requires a new infotainment hardware upgrade before they can support that also. And then, and I know that there's already a minor change, new change to the X50, which they improve on the noise. That is a good thing because the initial models has this wind noise near to the A pillar. You will hear wind noise around here. And of course, is it a deal breaker factor? Of course it's not, considering overall the price, the driving, whether it has issue with the car or not. And of course I'm not selling the car, yeah, because now there's a lot of options. I thought that to compare X50 against HRV, against Cherry or Omoda 5, if you are going for design, layman terms, design wise, go for Omoda lo. If you're going for reputable brand, has been there for many years, then Honda HRV lo. If you're going for a bit more driving style, then go for DCT, which is X50. If Cherry or Omoda 5 uses a DCT, then maybe it's a very close competition. Cherry or Omoda 5 uses a CVT with similar engine output, also 1.5 and then turbocharged, right? That one is 4-cylinder, this is 3-cylinder. So up to now, I use 3-cylinder. It doesn't really make a difference, whether in terms of the engine vibration, the noises, the vibration from outside come into the cabin. Not really, because I think it's insulation. Technically should be the installation that done well, because when you stand outside you literally can hear. It's obvious in terms of the sound and the vibration, but inside you don't feel it. Even when you hold to the steering, right, if the car is actually vibrating noticeably and obviously, you can actually feel it. Even when you are sitting in the car, you are touching the steering. It's quite calm even at 3.5 years and then 43,000 mileage. So yeah, so far just want to clock my self vlog about the car and also the mileage for the car, because the last time I did about the car has been so long ago already. And then I haven't even changed the tires 43,000, and then the grip is okay. The pattern of the tire is still fine. Just did a couple of rotating switching the tires from front to back, back to front, left to right. Yeah. And then when it comes into the finishing, right, I'll prefer the matte part because it doesn't stick to your fingerprints and then the physical button. It's good to have physical buttons, and part of it is still in the infotainment to control certain things, right? Like this, you want to control your driving system, of course, is then this one. It doesn't really stick any fingerprint to it. It's all the matte surfaces, including this, the matte surfaces that after using for so long, you don't really see any fingerprints. This is what I like. So, and then of course the cabin design, the dual color with the silver, and then it looks like a wood texture, but actually it's a smooth surface lah. But it creates a very different, like a more premium kind of feel, not just entirely black with some red color stitching and also leather blend with the darker color leather. It looks nice. And the red color that I like is that they don't use the very hot red. This is more to like a darker red, so it's more pleasantly to my eyes instead of the really hot red kind of color. So this is what I like, the finishing matte surfaces, and then DCT, and then the interior, the red and the black combination of the cushion and also the cabin area, the door design with some silver gray color holder. Yeah, overall this is what I like. Of course, the other things that whether it has any big issue or not, of course, comparatively, if you're looking at purely more to fuel consumption wise, right, I think HRV or Cherry is better than X50, but it's not like a lot more better. Probably it's like 1 liter to 2 liter per 100 kilometer kind of difference. Of course, test drive all three of it and see which one actually suits you the most in terms of your driving behavior, driving style, and then what do you like about whether you are going for the design, interior design, exterior design. Yeah, Omoda looks good, but actually there's also exterior design, right? Most of the time you spend, if you are driving, you are looking at all the upholstery inside the interior accessories, not just the exterior. Exterior, yes, other people will see the car looks good. It is a much sportier SUV compared to X50 and HRV. Just a short sharing. Follow for more video like this. If you have any question about asking, feel free to ask anything about the X50. I haven't driven Cherry or Moda or HRV yet before, so I couldn't really compare in terms of driving experience. But of course, I have sat into HRV before. I would prefer the spaciousness of X50 more than HRV, and of course the interior wise I still prefer X50 over HRV, but I'm not sure in terms of drivability. Anyone who have already drove all these three cars, right, then maybe you can also drop in your comment and see what are your like and not so like about all these three cars. Follow for more video like this. I'll see you guys in the next one. Okay, bye.